So are you a new rider, or are you a rider that has either been riding dirty or has your permit and you're nervous about taking either the MSF skills test or the DMV skills test? Guys, my name is Rick and this is the HDVIBE channel. In today's video, I'm actually going to show you 5 exercises that you probably see in either the MSF skills test or at the DMV when you go take their skills test. And we'll get into it right after this. That's right, guys. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 skills that you will take either on the MSF skills test or at your local or state DMV testing facility. Typically at the DMV testing facility, it's not as extensive of a test, or it's slightly different. And there's usually 4 exercises instead of 5 that you would get when you take the MSF basic rider course. For skill test number 1, this is basically a weave and then a left turn and a stop and a box. So we've got 5 cones set up. They're each 12 feet apart. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to the right. We're going to weave to the right, to the left, and so on. And then when we get to the last cone, the 5th cone, we're going to make a left turn. And then we're going to stop in that stop box in that square, which is a 3 foot by 5 foot square. So let's do that now. So again, this is going to be in the friction zone. I'm going to be looking straight down the line at the cones, not looking down at the cones, but keep my head on the horizon, starting off here to the right. Weaving through those cones. Try not to hit a cone, don't put a foot down. And then look over your left shoulder, and then come to a nice smooth stop in the stop box, keeping all your tire inside of that. Don't touch any of the lines. And that's it. That's skill number 1. Simple as that. Okay, now we're going to go on to skill test number 2. This one is a little bit more challenging. And again, stay in the friction zone. Don't put your feet down. Don't go outside the boundaries, and you'll do just fine. And this is a tight turn from a stop. We're going to make a right turn. Then we're going to go diagonally across the U-turn box. I'm going to make a U-turn in the 20-foot box, and then I'm going to stop with my front tire patch in that same box again. Now, since my bike is over 600 cc's, I could use 24 feet, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to use 20 feet. If your bike is under 600 cc's, you would do this in the 20-foot spot, bounded by the solid lines and the cones that I have set up. So let's do this one. So again, I'm on the T just before the tight turn from a stop. I'm going to get set. I'm going to get that idle, I'm going to get that throttle set. I'm going to find that friction zone. I'm going to make that tight turn, turn my head. Staying in that friction zone. Now I'm going to do this 20-foot U-turn. And no problem whatsoever. Probably did that in about 18 feet. Nice smooth stop right in that box. Simple as that. Okay, this is skill exercise number 3. This is the quick stop. So we're going to be parked in between these 2 cones in the big box. There's a line in front of me, then there's a set of cones ahead of that. We're going to stabilize our speed between 12 and 18 miles an hour by the time I hit that first line. When my front tire patch crosses those 2 cones on the end there, I will begin braking with both brakes, trying to stop in the shortest distance possible. If you do skid, that's no problem, but try not to skid. And also, you will get a rerun on this if you're not in that 12 to 18 miles per hour. Typically, the examiner or the coach will be timing you off to your right, and they will let you know you do get 1 rerun on this. And it goes something like this. I'm in first gear, and I'll probably stay in first gear through this whole exercise. Accelerate briskly. Stop. Press, 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 and I stopped in about probably 16, 17 feet in this case. So that is a pass. We're on to skill exercise number 4. Okay, we're on to skill exercise number 4. What we're going to do here is we're going to straight line. We're going to maintain a steady speed between 12 and 18. By the time you cross that first yellow line, I want to be at 12 to 18 miles an hour. When my tire patch crosses those second set of cones, I'm going to swerve right. I'm going to push right, then I'm going to push left to make that right-hand swerve. This is a situation where you are in an emergency. I want to avoid hitting any of those cones up there. I want to avoid hitting that second set of cones up here. And I want to stay to the right between the far right cone and this cone on the left. And again, we're going to maintain first gear, 12 to 18 miles an hour. Head and eyes up. We're not looking down at those cones. Head and eyes are squared straight ahead. And again, we want to separate the swerve. We're going to push right, push left, and then begin braking. So it's going to go something like this. We're going to get up to speed here. Press right, press left, and nice smooth stop using both brakes. Simple as that. And now we're on to exercise number 5. Now we're on to exercise number 5. I'm going to actually stand here and tell you a little bit about this one because this is set up almost using the full range. So exercise number 5 is riding through a curve, getting up to speed in a straightaway. So essentially we're going to ride through a curve which is marked at either end of the range by these blue lines, in this case on this range. And then there's timing markers over here where we want to get up to 20 miles an hour on that straightaway, slow down, and then we want to stay in the boundaries going all the way around. Again, this one you want to keep the head and eyes up. You want to accelerate through that straightaway. You want to slow as you're coming into the curve so that you stay within the boundaries and don't get points off on that. Again, this one you will only probably see if you're taking the MSF course. You won't see this one at your DMV because typically they don't have enough space to do this exercise. But again, riding through a curve, getting up to speed, nice smooth stop over here. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that one for you now. I'm going to follow that curve around. I'm going to go through those gates there marked by the cones. I'm going to come back around and then stop sort of in the middle of the range. And you want to, again, get up to 20 miles an hour in that long straightaway. On these big bikes, I usually do this in first gear because obviously first gear is no problem for these larger bikes. So it goes something like this. We want to get going, get up to speed, look through the curve, accelerate through the straightaway. There's 20, slow coming into your curve, maintain steady speed, and finish up there, stopping right here. So guys, that's the MSF or the DMV motorcycle skills test in a nutshell. Again, you want to maintain head and eyes up, looking through curves, stay in that friction zone on the slow speed, especially the first two. When you're braking, use both brakes, head and eyes up. Always accelerate through those timing zones on the swerve as well as the quick stop, 12 to 18 miles an hour. And then on this long curve, if you're taking the MSF course, you do need to get up to 20 miles an hour. Otherwise, you will get points added to your score for that. So guys, if you want to see more motorcycle skills, go check out this playlist. Also subscribe, hit that right up here, and go check out this video as well.